Friends, welcome. Ladies, gentlemen, the gays, the theys, everyone. Everyone, come on in. The Gentle Ben. Steam Replay's out. So I wanted to just go over it because my Steam Replay is chaotic. And I want to hear about yours too. I love hearing about people's Steam Replays. They're always wild to me, and I love to see what other people are playing. I'm not surprised by mine. There was a couple of things on here that was really surprising to me, but made sense once I saw it, but I was just like, well, damn. Apparently that's a thing. So let's get started. Apparently I played a ton of new games and unlocked quite a few achievements, which does seem to be the case. It doesn't tell the whole story, but it did definitely surprise me when I saw that. So I've apparently played 113 games this year, which is insane. A lot of those were testing demos and things like that. Just getting to see if I could talk about it for 20 minutes, for a video. 92 new games, 69 demos, nice. Nice. 4 playtests. 360 achievements unlocked, which is wild to me. And 18 of them being rare is even more surprising. I do kind of know where a bunch of them came from, and you'll see it later on down below, but I was really surprised by that. I'm like, that is a lot of achievements. Wow. And apparently significantly more than I did last year. Not surprising. I played a lot more games this year for obvious reasons. This channel was a big driver of a lot of this stuff, which is pretty cool. That's why I was like, let me come on and talk about this, because also, one, I wanted to know what yours was like, and so I'm encouraging everyone to share, especially if you have some fun and interesting games I might not have heard of. I love that. 28 days is my longest streak, which is wild to me. It was in June, and I started the channel in April, so that kind of tracks. That would have been like when I started really like hitting my stride, and so that doesn't entirely surprise me. Does kind of scare me though. It does kind of scare me just a little bit. So my top 3 are not surprising to me. They might be surprising in general because they're all older games. Cash Cleaner Simulator did come out this year. Early this year. Kind of around the same time that this was one of my very early videos. This game is my perfect second track game. Perfection second track game. Some of my favorite content creators like to put out 4-hour-long videos. So I will just sit down and watch, in air quotes, those. I'll be listening to them on the side and just playing Cash Cleaner Simulator. I've played a lot of Cash Cleaner Simulator. My hours played is not necessarily indicative of how much I've actually played, because I've forgotten to turn it off on a couple nights. But yeah, I think I'm at like 700 hours in that game. It is bonkers how much I play it. If I've had a bad day, it's Cash Cleaner Simulator time. Like, it's just a brain butter situation for me. It is wild. Baldur's Gate 3, not surprising. Not surprising at all. So, because I started this channel playing Baldur's Gate 3, an RP run, I played with a second RP run, but co-op, and then I started streaming it. I was also like one of the top 10% of streamers for Baldur's Gate 3 on Twitch this year, which is also wild to me, because it's a very popular game and people like it. It is a little older, obviously, but what surprised me is that it was like, how am I top 10? That was really surprising to me. So yeah, that was a lot of playtime. I've played about 465 hours of that game, I think, at this point, but that's since launch, not since this year. And the final one is Helldivers 2. That is also not surprising to me because that is the game I play with my bros. Like, if I'm getting down on a Friday night to play some games, if I'm sitting down, it's a message to a very specific group chat of people who play Helldivers 2, and I'm saying, where are we dropping, boys? Because let's do this. It's been great for me because it has reconnected me with friends that I adore, but like we had just kind of drifted apart because like our lives weren't in sync, if that makes sense. And so Helldivers 2 has given me the opportunity to have a reason to hang out with them, even though it's online, obviously, but it's been great to have that. And I have had friends who maybe I wasn't necessarily really close with, I've become closer with because we play Helldivers together. So that's really like my friend game. So I feel like these three encompass all of my gaming. Like Cash Leader Simulator is my solo, I just need to brain dump, not exist as a human being for a while game. Baldur's Gate 3 is the game that I share with others, like streaming and making videos about. And then Helldivers 2 is the way that I connect to other people. So I feel like this is like a perfect encapsulation of what gaming was for me this year. So I really liked that. When I sat down and looked at it, I was like, this feels right. This feels like perfect. But obviously I clearly needed way more solo cat time. 22%. I mean, like Baldur's Gate 3 was right behind it, obviously, but like compare that to say Helldivers or something like that. Especially we start playing Helldivers usually quite late, and then because we're all old, we're kind of like, okay, we'll do our 3 missions and wrap up for the night. But let's move on. How do I compare? This blows my mind, but it is out of everyone who has a Steam account and probably logged in over 2025, so not entirely surprising. I am kind of a power user, power gamer, play a lot of games, so that doesn't entirely surprise me. New releases, recent favorites, no classic games, 0. That kind of makes sense for me. I was surprised that Cozy Games was so high, and also kind of surprised that LGBTQ was high. So I have to imagine that this is probably Cash Cleaner Simulator and Baldur's Gate 3. So we shall see. Let's take a closer look. Apparently 70 sessions played, 8-day streak. Played a lot of it in July. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. So basically I caught COVID at the end of June. And so it wouldn't surprise me that like getting over COVID, because I remember I was taking the medicine until 4th of July. So I would have been like in recovery in July. So that makes sense. I played a lot of hours of that. April was when I started my channel, so it doesn't surprise me that I played a ton of that, but I was playing before this as well. I have an Artificer run that I was having a really good time with and kind of dropped off after I started playing it on stream. I need to pick that back up. Helldivers, pretty consistent throughout the year. Slowed down a little bit in July, but I wonder what was happening in September. I wonder if that was when we had the Bug Planet stuff happen. This game, Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions, is a Pomodoro app, but most likely, and yeah, it drove a lot of my achievement unlocks. They give you an achievement for every time you unlock the pets, and really all you have to do to unlock the pets is do a certain set of actions. So it's very easy to find an FAQ that will show you what you need to do, which is what I did. That's how I know. And so I was like, oh, let me just, while I'm working, open up a bunch of the new pets. So that's what I was doing. And they have had a couple of DLC come out, and with that comes more pets, and so there's just a lot of unlocks happening there. And then finally, apparently Dragon Age of the Veilguard I actually played enough of to make it put on the map. I don't know what I was doing in January. I don't think, is that when I finished it? Maybe. Because I definitely started it when it came out, so it would have been October, November of last year. I thought I finished it last year, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Alrighty. And then it has started to tick back up again because I'm recording it for Palm OS. So look forward to that. Look forward to that. That's an order. No, I'm joking. Demos that I have played. I don't think I've... Oh, I played the like little demo that they released of this. I was like, did I? Played through all of Discounty. I'm kind of trying to decide if I actually want that. This is cute, but One Man's Trash was actually really fun. Surprisingly fun. But yeah, lots of demos played because I'm always looking for new stuff for the channel. 28 days, that still blows my mind. Unsurprisingly, Helldivers is there, Baldur's Gate 3 is there. I Am Future, this I played a ton of for the channel. Date Everything's gonna be coming, I promise, but not on this channel. It's probably gonna go on a separate channel. And then Cash Cleaner Simulators, unsurprising. And explore the games I played this year. I played a lot. Played a lot of games. This must have been, I was doing the Picross video. Yeah, definitely. Just Picross stuff. Alright. Oh, that was in August? Parcel Simulator was? Galaxy Burger, that was fun. Play more Galaxy Burger. That's a big like, kind of unlock. game. Bloodlines 2, we're going to see probably a lot more of that in 2026 because that I am also playing for Palm OS. It's the second Palm OS game. So games I've been playing recently, the faves, Restory, which I just posted a video about last week, which is really fun. Storage Hunter Simulator has surprised me. It is so funny. It is absolutely 110% what I thought Cash Container Simulator would be, which is like an asset flip. It is so wild. It's so wild, and it is a grind. Like, I was so surprised. I was expecting... It did not meet my expectations at all in the best kind of funny way. So I think I'm going to make a video about that as well. So expect to see that maybe really soon. Because I was thinking about trying to do Christmas games, and I'm just kind of like, do I actually care? So maybe you'll see Storage Hunter Simulator soon. Maybe next week. So yeah, this is my Steam Wrapped, I think. Yeah. Don't forget to share your replay with friends. I will be sharing it on Blue Sky for sure, and probably some of my other social media. I am also on TikTok, so you can check me out there. Obviously, I do Twitch. I'm here on YouTube. I'm all over the place, which is distressing for a person like me. It feels very just like scattered. I like focus. I like focusing. I honestly do see myself as a YouTuber first. And so for me, like, this is my focus a lot of the time. I do stream because it's fun for me. But I feel like how I see myself is these YouTube videos. So random cat lore. But like I said, I want to know what was in your Steam replay for this year. Please tell me. I want to know what your top 3 games are. I want to know what people have been playing. Obviously, Game Awards were last week. Yes, last week. And Wholesome Snack and all that kind of stuff that I really usually get into. I'm not usually a big fan of the Game Awards, but there's always something interesting. And for me this year, that was like Divinity, obviously. As a Larian fan, generally speaking, or a fan of Baldur's Gate 3, I do want to go back and play Original Sin. I'll probably do that over kind of like the holidays. But yeah, that was a thing. But Claire Obscura 33 obviously won so much, and that has been on my, like, I want to play it. I want to play the story, but I am very concerned that it's not the type of gameplay I would enjoy. So we shall see. It might end up being a Palm OS game when it comes down to it. That's kind of how I might get myself to actually play it. But yeah, all that being said, this is my Steam replay. Please, please, please do tell me what your Steam replay showed you. Feel free to leave a link. I'll check it out. All that kind of stuff. So I'd love to hear about it. Also, if you have any fun games, especially these kind of like wacky games or something that really works for you as a second track game, I absolutely want to hear it. I love to hear that kind of stuff, and I love to check out new games. For suggestions from friends, I'm always getting new and different things that people are like, oh, have you thought about this? I was like, I haven't. So fantastic. Please tell me. I love to hear about it. And so with all that being said, I don't work in an office anymore. Haven't worked in an office for quite a while. And so I never get to say this anymore. So I'm going to say it to you. I'll see you next year. Bye, everybody.